If you had 50 Fridays off this year, what would you do with them? Imagine if every weekend was a 3-day weekend this year. What would you do? Some of the time you'd have some time to hang out with friends and family because maybe they'd be off of work or school or whatever it might be. But then there'd be other times where it'd be just you. And you could either pursue a hobby you wanted. You could start something new. You could give back to charity. There's a whole host of different things you can do. Even something as simple as get the stuff in the house in order so that when the weekend comes and then your kids are off of school if you have kids or people are going out, that you can just be fully present and enjoy the weekend rather than spending your weekend doing the chores that needed to be done that you didn't get done during the week. There's so much that changes. There's such a big shift in how you can live your life if you move from working 5 days a week to working 4 days a week. Even if you're working, let's say, 10-hour days. Now, admittedly, there's research that says 4-day work weeks with, let's say, 10-hour days don't provide as much benefit to the employees as, let's say, 4 by 8 hours or 32 hours. So obviously, the less hours you're working, chances are there's going to be a little less stress and so on. But just being able to have 3 days where you know you can take off and be with your family, be with your loved ones, do what you want to do, I can tell you, as someone who's been doing this now for years, that the few times, every once in a while, when I have to do a 2-day weekend and I have a 5-day week, and it might sound kind of almost as if I'm soft, and hey, if that's what you want to call it, that's fine. I like to get my work done in 4 days a week, and I like to enjoy the weekend. I like to be able to be present with my family and friends and loved ones. So people say, well, Wade, you know what? I'm working hard to have a great life. I said, yes, so am I. I'm working hard 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to create a great life for my friends, my family, my loved ones. Not just a great bank account, not just a great life for my clients. I want to do that too, and I do that. But I want to make sure that I'm also creating a great life for me, the people around me, the people in my community. So this is a real short and simple one. I'm going to suggest you go to 4dayworkweek.com/tools, and on there you'll see the form of what would you do with 50 additional Fridays. Now, of course, if you don't want to go there, you could just take out a pen and paper and do that. But I encourage you to pause for a moment, pause the audio or the video, however you're listening to or watching this, and write down 50 things. Or you might not even get to 50 things. You might say, well, Wade, it's 2 or 3 things. It's like in my case, I play beach volleyball, and my answer is I want to play that every Friday I can. And then the other times, I do some other things. When my wife was not working, we would go to the beach sometimes. She likes to work. She does her work now, and so on Fridays, she's not always available. So it doesn't have to be this huge, long list, but think about that what would be for the next 50 days. That is next 50 Fridays. And then think about, just conceive it without even writing it down. Imagine if every year were like that. What would you do with, let's say, 10 more years of Fridays? That's 500 days. What would you do with 20 more years of Fridays? That's 1,000 days. What could you do with that? You want to learn guitar, you want to learn to dance, you want to give back to charity, you want to have time with your kids, your loved ones, whatever it is. There's so much time available if you make time for it. But it's got to come from your decision. You've got to make that decision first. Aim towards that. One of the things people very often ask me is, Wade, how is it that you're at the beach on a Friday and other people are working? And the short answer is, that's one of my most important priorities. For me, not looking to sell anybody on this, but for me, God, family, friends, volleyball. It's pretty much that on my days off. Now, when I'm at work, of course, I'm focusing on creating value for my clients, helping people create their 4-day work week. I have a small software business. I have a coaching business for insurance agency owners, and I have a 4-day work week coaching business. So I have a lot of things that I'm doing, and I want to create great value, and I do. But on the 3 days, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm using the same concept of getting the most out of life and creating value, but creating value in the lives of myself and those around me. So I encourage you, write down your 50 things or 50 days worth of things, if that works best for you, and look at how can you start creating that. Even if you can't take Fridays off yet, how could you maybe for an hour on a Friday start doing these things, and maybe eventually 2 hours on a Friday? And so if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you start working 1 less hour each Friday, and then it's 2 less hours. So maybe you start taking off at 4 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock, and then eventually 3 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock. If you're an employee, one of the things and one of the secrets to becoming a 4-day workweek employee is to become so valuable to your employer, they can't do without you. And then eventually start negotiating and say, hey, if the result you need from me, let's say you need me to do 40 widgets or mow 40 lawns or cut 40 people's hair, whatever the number is, if I could get that done in less time and get the same result, do you mind if I take the rest of the week off? And in many professions and in many outfits, that's not going to be a problem. So the same concept applies. So make your list of your 50, start deciding what you do with that time. If you have any questions on this, let me know. Put them in the comment section below or send me an email. As always, I look forward to helping you make more money in less time, doing what you do best to create the lifestyle you most desire for you and the people around you. Thanks so much for listening.